I'm Martin Green and I'm the Chief Executive of the English Community Care Association. We're a representative body for care providers and we have about 5,500 care services in membership, so we represent quite a substantial bit of the sector. What's particularly pleasing is that we have both private sector organisations and charities in membership, and we have large organisations as well as small ones, so we see the whole breadth of the sector in our membership. There are going to be some very big key challenges for the sector over the next 12 months. Of course, funding is probably the largest one. Getting the correct amount of resources into the sector is a major challenge. But there are also supplementary challenges such as proportionate regulation, which has to be the cornerstone for quality assurance. And of course, the issue of quality very much links into the issue of training, where we have to have a well-trained workforce in order to deliver efficient and effective and high-quality services. Training and development is vital at any point in the development of a sector, but particularly important now. I mentioned the issues of funding earlier, and that is a really big challenge. And when you have difficulties around funding, what you have to have are a very well-trained workforce so that they can be used to their maximum efficiency and deliver good quality services to service users. So I think training is going to be one of the cornerstones of the development of the sector in the future. I think that e-learning and technology in training is going to be the way forward for the future, particularly because we're going to have a need to train staff, but we're also going to have a need to keep them in their roles in care settings. I'm very impressed with the work that MindLeaders are doing in developing new approaches to training, and these are approaches that really work well with the needs of the sector. And I think in future we've got to see a much more dynamic, e-based and flexible approach to training, and I think MindLeaders are leading that agenda. Unfortunately, the profile of health and social care services in the media is very negative, and that's partly because the media itself is not interested in good news. One of the things that I think we need to do, though, is we need to engage much more fully with our local media, because local organisations have a connection with their local areas, and local media will pick up on the good news stories. But I do think we have a challenge as well to try and get out some of the very good news stories, and there are lots of them within our sector, into mainstream media as well, because we have some very positive things to say and we really need the media to open its ears and listen to us. We need to attract a very diverse group of people to work in the care sector, but we have to make sure that the care sector is a good place to work. Part of that's about developing the training and career development that people will want to have, and by recognising their professional skills and treating them as professionals. One of the things I would say is that the care sector provides a long-term and sustainable career, and there are lots of different options for people within care. So those are some of the things that we need to make sure people understand, and then we will attract a high-quality workforce. And if we continue to invest in training, support, developing things like MindLeaders have developed in terms of the development and education programs, we will see a very strong, a very professional and a very consistent workforce for the future. Partnership working is absolutely vital. One of the things that we need to recognise is we cannot deliver this massive agenda on our own. So we need to form strategic partnerships, we need to bring our different skills and abilities, and we all need to work together to deliver high quality care. And that's why I'm particularly pleased to be working in partnership with MindLeaders, because you're at the forefront of developing good quality approaches to education and development. And in partnership with organisations like mine, we will see the centre and the sector much strengthened. I think also there is a great strength in partnerships, and that's why I want to get more sector bodies to join organisations like mine. Together we have a very strong and unified voice, and if we don't work cooperatively and in partnership, we will be picked off by people who don't want to see the sector strong. We believe that good quality and proportionate regulation should be the foundation for quality care services. Unfortunately, regulators at the moment are more interested in process than they are in outcome. This is an area where we need to see much stronger partnerships between the regulator, service users and providers, and we all need to come together to first of all identify what quality care looks like, and for regulators to have a role in improving the quality of the sector rather than just making comments about individual services. This has to be a collective objective to move forward and improve the quality of care across the board, and everybody has to be engaged in that, and regulators more than anyone have a pivotal role. I think one of the things that we're going to see in the future is the need for a complete continuum of care. In the past, what we've seen is local authorities very much desirous of moving people out of residential care and into domiciliary care. I have to say this owed more to their management of their budgets than it did to the delivery of services to vulnerable people. What we need to know that in the future there are going to be so many more people, there is a great need for the sector to be developed and increased in size, but there is also a need to understand that people will have different levels of dependency and they will need different services at different points in their life. So what we need is a strong and vibrant housing sector, a strong and vibrant domiciliary care service sector, and of course alongside that we need a strong residential care sector.